who made this phone? If you hear that it was assembled from some place, maybe in Kitengela or Kisii, then you'll have a second thought, even of purchasing it. This is a wrong misconception, Honorable Speaker. This is a misconception, Honorable Speaker. It's a wrong perception. It's a wrong narrative. It is displaying that we actually wait to consume what others innovate, Honorable Speaker. But, Honorable Speaker, this motion, if Honorable KJ can escalate it even further, so that we can appreciate our own innovation, Honorable Speaker. It is actually in this country that M-Pesa, for example, was actually innovated. We do not have such repository kept in some place for other learners or the generations to come to know how even Safaricom was innovated. People always think that, those people who are supposed to think are different and not them. And that is why we are creating, or rather growing, a very lazy generation, Honorable Speaker. Looking at the generation that we have, Honorable Speaker, if these things are not so made obvious by creating such platforms like the Science Museum, people will always think that such kind of creativity is only meant for some place or some people or some very prestigious universities or some places where they only imagine or see in movies, Honorable Speaker. So this is a clear indication, Honorable Speaker, that the leadership of this country, of course, even by looking at the contributions by the honorable members, Honorable Speaker, if we are able to push through this, even as we push through the ITs, pushing through having ICTs in every ward, in every village, Honorable Speaker, these science museums will go a long way in opening the mindset of our young people, Honorable Speaker. Because they say, if you do not travel so much, and you live in the village, you'll actually think that the githeri that is made by your mother is the sweetest in the world. You do not know that there are people who actually know how to make that githeri more. In fact, I even dare say, Honorable Speaker, that you will be sick of a disease I call villagitis. Because you are born in the village, you marry around your village, you get sick, you go to your village, you die, you are buried in your village. Every person that attends your burial is from your village. These science museums will bring the world closer to you. You will know that things are made. Honorable Speaker, I'll give a very small story. When I first went to my constituency, Honorable Speaker, to seek for votes, and I've met some young people, because I was driving some car with the air suspension that would go low when it's not moving and then go high when it's moving. And I saw some young 3-4 men in their 30s, mid-30s, standing somewhere and saying, this guy is black. You can't even see him inside. This is a snake. This guy does not know. This is a snake. Where does he even get his money from? This is an Illuminati guy. Because of villagitis. A person thinking that, these things are a preserve of some people and not in that village. And that is why this motion, Honorable Speaker, Honorable KJ needs to be challenged to escalate it even further so that we are able to support the next generations. For that reason, Honorable Speaker, I beg to support, but with one right, Honorable Speaker, I was surprised by the comments that were made by the Honorable Millie Odhiambo about the U.S. elections, Honorable Speaker. I have known Honorable Millie as a well-experienced politician, but I didn't know that with her years of experience, she couldn't predict and know clearly that her candidate would lose, because it was in black and white. It was outright. I mean, I want to inform her. Let me inform her, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is Honorable Osoro, in order to impute improper motive on me by inferring that I only follow candidates who are likely to win, when in fact I am a woman of principle and I follow people based on my conviction and on my principle. And I follow Kamala Harris, one, because her name sounds Luya, but secondly, because she's a woman. And I support women wherever they are found, especially if she does not have any stain. I know people have been imputing some of the things that the current president has done on her, but she's a woman. I support her whether she wins or she fails. I am a woman, strength of a woman, whether we win or lose, women.
I thought Honorable Osoro was saying he didn't quite understand the policies of of Kamala, Vice President Kamala Harris, whom you are supporting. Not that she's a woman. Anyway, Honorable Osoro, proceed.
Let me conclude, Honorable Speaker, and say that the Honorable Kamala and many other women should, we keep encouraging them not to use only the gender card in selling their policies. There are so many things you can tell the public other than saying, you know, I'm a woman, now elect me. And that is why, with that policies, Honorable Speaker. But there is one thing to celebrate, and I think this is to Honorable Millie, that the House representative or the Minnesota State, Honorable Speaker, a Kisi woman that I met and had dinner with on 23rd of May 2024, has actually won the seat. At least for that one we can celebrate because we are linked to that. But I also want to take this opportunity, Honorable Speaker, in advance to appreciate the people of America for electing a man, a strong man, in the name of Donald Trump. The world is moving in the right direction. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Mover to reply.
Honorable Speaker, I would want to invoke standing order number 1 and call upon your discretion to allow me to donate just 4 minutes, 2 minutes actually, a minute to the Honorable Waungo and the Honorable Wakili Geshimo. A minute each.
Honorable Dick Maungu.
Thank you so much, Speaker. Allow me first and foremost to appreciate my good brother KJ for having donated a minute to me, and more so for coming up with such a brilliant motion. I must say that to start with, I'm in full support, and I support this motion because it has come at a point in time when the world is all about science. Mr. Speaker, the world today is science, the world tomorrow is science. And therefore, any idea that comes in to crystallize this one is an idea that is highly welcome, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we live in a very creative world, a world full of creativity and innovations. And all this can be secured by having a science museum, so that those who are here today, those who are here tomorrow, Mr. Speaker, can actually know the origin of what is taking place. More so in Kenya, at a point in time when we are having the CBC, Mr. Speaker. CBC, as you all know, has come in at a good time, Mr. Speaker, and there's no better way in which CBC can be entrenched or supported other than having a science museum that will go a long way, Mr. Speaker, in enabling our kids back in the rural areas to to get proper training, proper learning, and be able to actually realize what science can do. All I can call upon is that my brother can maybe be able to promote this motion into a bill so that now we can have it better secured for the good of our country. Otherwise, I oblige and I support the bill. Thank you.
Honorable Gichimu, Senior Counsel.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thanks for the prayers that one day I'll be a senior counsel. And Honorable Speaker, I support